Hi class, my name is Colleen Cruz, and today I will be teaching you a little bit about the DIBELS assessment. DIBELS stands for Dynamic Indicators of Basic Early Literacy Skills. The reason I chose this topic is because earlier this year I was given a packet of information on my students that was labeled DIBELS results. As a new teacher, I literally had no idea what any of this meant, so I had to do some research in order to understand what exactly I was looking at. Once I was able to make sense of the results, it was actually a very useful tool, and I look forward to seeing the progress that my students make throughout the year. DIBELS is an early literacy screening test to determine children who may be at risk for literacy problems. It is a series of short tests, usually 1 minute, given to children in grades kindergarten through grade 5, to monitor and screen their progress in learning some of the necessary skills to become successful readers. DIBELS is a summative assessment because it is given periodically to determine what students know and do not know at a certain point of time. There are 5 essential skill areas within early literacy that we focus on in the early years. They are phonemic awareness, which is hearing and using sounds in spoken words, alphabetic principle and phonics, knowing the sounds of the letters and sounding out written words, accurate and fluent reading, which is reading stories and other materials easily and quickly with few mistakes, vocabulary, understanding and correctly using a variety of words, and comprehension, which is understanding what is spoken or read. There are 6 types of assessments given through DIBELS. Each one focuses on a different literacy skill to be measured. The chart here shows us which tests are given at which time of year and for what grade. It also tells us which skill is being measured. There are a few areas measured by the DIBELS. First, sound fluency and phoneme segmentation fluency are used to measure phonemic awareness abilities. Nonsense word fluency measures individual letter sounds, and the whole words read measures alphabet, principle, and phonics. The DIBELS oral reading frequency, or DORF, measures many different skills such as reading accuracy and fluency, advanced phonics and word attack skills, and reading comprehension. Letter naming fluency is given in kindergarten and first grade only, and as an early indicator of a student at risk. DAYS assessment measures reading comprehension. So each type of test is given during a certain grade, and it's measuring a certain skill. For example, if we were measuring a student in the beginning of kindergarten, we would measure for first sounds fluency and letter naming fluency. DIBELS assesses the fundamental skills a child needs to be a successful reader. If we're looking at that kindergartner in the beginning of the year, we would use first sounds fluency. First sounds fluency assesses the ability of a child to hear the sounds in a spoken word. A child is given a series of words and they repeat the first sound they hear. An example would be if the child were given the word dog, the correct answer the child would say is duh. They're only looking for the first sound. In letter naming fluency, the children are tested on their ability to name upper and lowercase letters in the alphabet. During this test, a child is given a sheet of paper that has capital and lowercase letters randomly on it. They place their finger on each letter and they go one by one naming the letter. And their score is based off of how many letters they can name correctly in 1 minute. DIBELS are short 1-minute tests. The results help us make important educational decisions. Some of the things we can do with this information is decide where to begin the most effective instruction for our students. We can also look at how at-risk students are progressing and how reading curriculum can be improved. Another way we can use the results is to form groups. We can use it to form our reading groups based on students that are at the same level and that need help with certain things. So now that we know what DIBELS is, it's important to know what DIBELS is not. DIBELS is not an intervention program. It's not curriculum. It is not a test for the report card. And it's not the only source of information for a student. It's basically an assessment that we can use to identify students that may be at risk. By identifying them early in their school, we can help make a plan to get them back on track. We can do this by arranging additional small group instruction and extra practice to help get them back on track by the next benchmark. If you would like to learn more about DIBELS assessment, you can check out the following sites. There's a ton of good information out there. Also, if you have any specific questions, you can, of course, reach out to me. You know where to find me. And that's all for now. Thank you for listening.